WJBF.com. It's payback time. For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has always been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First initiative is sponsored by Bridgestone and by Costello Law Firm. Kick off your Saturday mornings with the most trusted team in local sports. Preview all of the weekend action and recap all of the big plays with Gianna Sinfalu and Gabriel Snowball. 6 Sports Saturday, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on News Channel 6. Get clear, accurate stories that don't waste your time at WJBF.com. The News Channel 6 mobile app is now even better. Download it today.
We are having a very warm and muggy start to the month of May. It's mostly dry for now, just a couple isolated showers and storms. Then those rain chances are on the rise as we head towards this weekend. I'll break down all the details coming up.
Right now on News Channel 6 at 5, saying goodbye to a former Georgia lawmaker. State leaders speak out after the death of Ben Harbin. As your News at 5 starts now.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Brad Means. Thanks for joining us. As coverage you can count on begins with news, we are so pleased to report great news for the whole community. Columbia County Deputy Gavin White has been released from the hospital. The sheriff's office announcing that today on Facebook. Deputy White had been in the hospital since being shot in the face during that shootout with a suspect, a shootout that claimed the life of Columbia County Deputy Brandon Sykes. The sheriff's office says Deputy White is home and resting. And this community continues to come together to support the family of Deputy Sykes as well as Deputy Gavin White. Isabella Moody now with word on a special fundraiser.
The Columbia County Unity Fundraiser will take place May 10th here at Augusta Christian Schools, and we'll have many local businesses taking part. There will also be a silent auction and a car show in efforts to raise money for the deputies' families.
We are really just trying to be the bridge to bring everybody together, support the families, and raise some money to help them through the times ahead.
100% of the donations and proceeds from the event will be going back to the families. There will also be food trucks who will be there giving 20% back to the families, bouncy houses for kids, and veteran motorcycle groups in support of Gavin White's Marine history.
And a ton of support from our community, and we're proud that everyone is stepping up for a great cause.
Organizers wanting to show their support and respect to everything the officers did during Saturday night's shooting. Both have appreciation for law enforcement. Bo Chavis, as well as both his parents previously working for the Richmond County Sheriff's Office, and Corey Lichtenberg appreciating the officers who have helped him throughout his life.
We understand a lot of what the family is going through right now, and we understand what their needs could be right now, and we're just doing whatever we can to help.
Even through the problems that I've had in my life, I've known a lot of good servants of law enforcement who have supported me in my journey.
Help turn your life around.
It really did, yeah.
The event will take place from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. The silent auction tickets are on sale now. For more information on how to purchase or donate, you can find that on WJBF.com. In Martinez, Isabella Moody, WJBF News Channel 6.
Again, that's coming up on May 10th. May 1st, getting off to a nice start weather-wise as we check in with Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petracci.
Yeah, May 1st, but feeling more like June 1st or maybe even July 1st to some of us. We have temperatures in the upper 80s today. It's also very muggy, so it's feeling even warmer and stickier outside than yesterday. And overall, it's mostly dry. But if you're in McCormick County, you saw a pretty strong thunderstorm today. And you can see here, other than that, it's completely dry. We have that one shower now, up in Wilkes and Lincoln County. And that's it when it comes to the rain at the moment here in the CSRA. But something interesting to point out is the relative humidity. The reason for those isolated storms in our northern and northwestern counties today was because of the high humidity. Plenty of moisture around in order to have those storms develop, but anywhere from around Richmond County down towards the southeast, the relative humidity is pretty low, so we have the dry enough air in place to limit any storm development south of the interstate. But you can see a dew point of 70 up in McCormick. That's like a summertime dew point. And as for our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, because of the moisture around, we do have a bit of cloud cover, but overall a nice dry day for us with temperatures in the low to mid 80s. We're also seeing some slightly cooler temperatures in McCormick because of that shower. 82 in Thompson, though, 85 in Louisville. Wrightsville, you're at 84. Waynesboro at 86 now. And the winds are all coming out of the south, just like they have been over the past couple of days. So plenty of more moisture on the way, with those rain chances increasing as we head into the first weekend of May. Right now, the winds are up to 10 miles per hour sustained in Augusta and Aiken. We have a lot of cloud cover here in Georgia and South Carolina, with a cold front out to our west. That's what's eventually going to bring us those rain chances this weekend. But in the meantime, tonight, other than a few stray showers north of I-20, we're going to stay dry, and temperatures will drop into the middle 70s by 9 p.m. Looking ahead, you can see those rain chances up to 60% now on Saturday, 50% on Sunday. So this front is slow moving, and that'll keep the rain chances throughout the majority of the weekend, with temperatures staying warm for now, but dropping to 80 on Sunday. And next week, we could see even cooler temperatures than that. I'll have a look at your 10-day forecast coming up. But back to you, Brad.
There is sad news to share with you tonight. Ben Harbin, who represented this area in the Georgia State House for more than 20 years, has died. Kim Vickers here now with new information and reaction to Harbin's death. Kim?
Well, Brad, according to Richmond County Coroner Mark Bowen, Harbin was found dead Wednesday night at the Fairfield Inn on Washington Road. Harbin represented District 122 in the Georgia State House from 1994 until 2015. Current local and state lawmakers are reacting to the news.
I received a text from a mutual friend who said that Ben had passed away, and I was frankly shocked. I believed he was ill, but I didn't have details on what his illness was.
Harbin resigned to become a lobbyist. Longtime friend Doug Duncan says he was passionate about his job.
Ben wanted to make a difference, and that's why does anybody get into politics? Well, at first you start engaging issues, and then you realize you have to have a seat at the table.
Leaders across Georgia took to social media to express their sorrow at the news of Harbin's death. Governor Brian Kemp saying in part, "Our entire family is mourning the passing of former representative and chairman of the House Appropriations Committee, Ben Harbin. We're praying for his family and loved ones in the days and weeks ahead." Columbia County Commissioner Trey Allen saying, "I'm simply heartbroken. Ben Harbin was a loving father, a dedicated public servant, and most of all, to a lucky few, a fearless friend." Georgia Secretary of State Brad Raffensperger also releasing a statement saying, "Ben's contributions will be remembered and cherished by all who knew him, and our prayers are with his family at this time." Duncan tells me that Harbin was a good man and a good friend, and he will be missed.
Ben was fun. He was a super guy. Like I go back, he was a people person, so very pleasing, fun to be around. Some personalities gel, some don't. Ours did. We got along really well.
Coroner Bowen tells me Harbin's death appears to be of natural causes and is still under investigation. He was 61 years old. Brad?
All right, Kim Vickers tonight. Augusta's Charter Review Committee getting set to get to work. The committee is charged with recommending changes to Augusta's charter, and the chair wants to finish all that work by December. That would allow the changes to go before voters next year.
I believe a committee always has to have a goal. And if it's an open-ended process, it will drag out as long as you are allowed. And so it is a worthy goal to try to put it on the ballot when all the city affairs are taken care of in May of 26.
A motion to add 5 more meetings this year to the schedule was approved. That vote, though, pretty close, 6-5. Today is the National Day of Prayer, and this morning First Baptist Church of Augusta hosted the mayor's monthly prayer breakfast. Richmond County Sheriff Gino Brantley there and other local leaders spoke at the event. Always a strong turnout.
That prayer is powerful and that we are stronger together than when we are divided.
So why we have a theme this year called Better Together, and so my message today is bringing that, and obviously we put Christ first in everything that we do, but making sure that the community knows that if we all work together, we'll be a better community for it.
A great day, and there she is, Jenny Montgomery, emceeing the event bright and early this morning. The city of North Augusta working to improve Creighton Park. It's right next to the Living History Park off West Spring Grove Avenue. Once complete, it'll have slides, a zip line, balance beam, climbing walls, just to name a few of the amenities.
And so now with our ARPA funds, the capital sales tax, and our capital project fund, we had enough money to come in here and redo this park. And I have to say, Hurricane Helene helped with that. She got rid of most of it.
The park's set to reopen in the next couple of months. Still ahead, signing up to vote in South Carolina. Why you may need to update your information as News Channel 6 at 5 continues.
And it's a very warm and muggy start to May with rain chances on the rise. Showers and storms will be likely both Saturday and Sunday, followed by a bit of a cool down next week. Stay with us for your full Viper 6 forecast coming up.
The search continues for a driver accused of running into several people on Sullivan's Island. It happened outside of a church. A child and an adult taken to the hospital afterward. Now officers say they are beginning an exhaustive search for that driver.
What's going to happen, Neil, on the scene, they're developing quick response teams. They're going to be divided up into teams of officers, and they're going to go basically door to door, searching properties, trailers, anything open or unlocked that the suspect may have gained access to. So residents will see officers in small teams going door to door, conducting basically a grid search.
And this was just before 1 o'clock this afternoon, and there was a shelter-in-place order as the search got underway. Honoring the leaders of tomorrow. We'll take you to a special ceremony for these high school seniors in a moment.
Weather headlines on WJBF News Channel 6. Brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. It is a mostly dry day. Once again, we did just see a few isolated storms develop north of I-20, primarily around McCormick County. But on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam, it looks a little stormy out here, but it's completely dry in Augusta and really all of the CSRA right now. We're sitting at 86 degrees with a southeast breeze of 10 miles per hour. Dew points are in the lower 60s here in town, but we have dew points up to 70 in places like McCormick County, where they're sitting at 77 degrees, cooled down a little bit because of the rain today, but most of us are around 10 degrees warmer than that, such as Waynesboro at 87, 82 in Swainsboro, 83 in Aiken, and we're sitting at 82 in Sparta. As we zoom out here, you can see our satellite and radar showing a pretty active setup across most of the nation. Not widespread rain, but we have scattered storms up towards the Midwest, parts of the South, and then over towards Texas as well, with this long frontal boundary draped across the country. So eventually, this will move closer to our area, bringing us some impacts on Saturday and potentially into Sunday as well. So here's a look at tomorrow's forecast, though. We're starting out pretty mild in the lower 60s, then climbing into the upper 80s for the third day in a row. The Peach Blossom Festival forecast is looking a little rainy, at least for the later half of the afternoon and evening. It's going to be on and off rain and storms, so it's not going to be a complete washout, but just keep that in mind if you're headed out there or for any weekend plans. And it's going to be staying warm, up to 86 degrees again. Here's our futurecast for the rest of tonight, though. We could see a few more isolated showers and maybe some weak storms develop, primarily in our northwestern counties. This is 1 o'clock in the morning. You can see some activity still lingering into the overnight hours, some cloud cover, but most of Friday is looking dry, especially the morning and the early afternoon. But as we go through time here, with the heating of the day, we could see a few more pop-up showers and storms, a higher chance of that to our west, but we're not under a risk of severe weather for Friday. Notice this does linger into our Saturday morning, so you may hear some rumbles of thunder overnight going into the start of our Saturday morning. But if you want to head out early on Saturday, things are looking pretty good. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies, but I'm expecting it to stay dry until we get to the late afternoon on Saturday and the evening. evening hours. So here's our long-range futurecast. Next real chance of rain and storms comes on Saturday, so definitely more widespread coverage expected. Here's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We're seeing some isolated activity, and then once we get to around dinner time, that's when it will be more widespread, some heavy downpours possible, and maybe even some strong to severe storms. The cold front is still well to our west at this point, so it's a slow mover, and that's why we could see those showers linger into Sunday. This particular model is showing things wrap up by around 8 a.m. on Sunday, which would be great news for the second half of our weekend, but there are some models indicating that that cold front just lingers. We can see more rain and storms throughout the day on Sunday. There is a marginal risk of severe weather now in effect for Saturday. That means there's the possibility of damaging winds and hail. This would not be a widespread threat, but within some of those storms, they could get strong to severe. Potential rainfall totals through Sunday, most places only up to around 1/4 of an inch, but in the places that do see those heavier storms, we could be talking maybe even over an inch of rain, which would be very beneficial. It's also going to be pretty windy, gusts up to around 30 miles per hour on Saturday. It's still breezy as we go into the second half of the weekend as well. And then after this cold front comes through, our temperatures are taking around a 10-degree drop off down to 52 for next Tuesday morning. So some chillier mornings headed our way, but tonight we'll be at 62 in Augusta, and tomorrow our highs will once again be in those mid to upper 80s. Here's a look at your 10-day forecast. Rain chances will be the highest on Saturday and Sunday. Isolated showers possible on Monday as well. Completely dry and sunny on Tuesday. And then later next week, we'll have a cool down, highs in the upper 70s with more chances of rain.
All right, thank you, Jenna. A special day today for some outstanding students. The Augusta Exchange Club hosting its annual Youth of the Year celebration. The club honoring 9 seniors from the area. Each had to demonstrate strong grades, community service, and extracurricular activities. The overall winner this year is Sam Mershak from Aquinas High School.
I'm very, very honored. Hearing all the other representatives who were chosen, they all had so many different accomplishments, so many different sporting achievements, academic achievements, service achievements. I'm truly honored to be considered the top out of all of those candidates, but I believe that truly anyone could have won this award. It was a very talented field of people. So it feels nice to be recognized for my talents, but also to see all the good that all these other people are doing for our community and throughout the world.
From here, Sam goes on to the district competition for the chance to make it to the national level and a $15,000 prize. Congratulations to all of the Youth of the Year winners. We know you will go on to do great things. Up next, sea turtle nesting season is here. What wildlife experts are doing to protect those eggs. Free hot dog! Well, today is the first day of sea turtle nesting season in Florida, and scientists are trying to make sure to protect the eggs. Jenna Bass reports.
Day 1 of sea turtle nesting season, and officials have already located 3 nests, one here on Longboat Key, one on Siesta Key, and Casey Key. You'll see them marked off with stakes and bright tape. These nests are delicate, and you should observe from a distance. Throughout the season, officials say it's not uncommon to see several nests along our beaches,
which we will post off with 4 stakes and flagging tape so that we can mark that off, watch that nest throughout the season, and protect it from any damage.
Officials say there are ways you can help protect the nest too. Filling in dug-up holes, closing drapes after dark, and turning off lights that are visible from the beach are also great tips. The hatchlings use the moonlight to direct them to Gulf waters. Official lights can potentially confuse the baby turtles, putting them in harm's way.
So the hatchlings will use the light as a cue to find their way to the water. They go away from dark shadows and toward bright horizons. And so the artificial light from the town and from people's houses can distract them, and they can head towards that into the road.
Officials are concerned that dunes destroyed from last year's hurricanes have left the beaches more exposed to artificial lights.
With the lack of the dunes and the vegetation, we're going to have even more lights being seen from the beach.
You'll notice many homes and businesses utilizing red or amber lighting in an effort to protect the baby turtles. Despite these precautions, turtles will still make their ways to the road, and it's best to pay close attention when driving, especially at night.
Please be extra careful if you see something that looks like a rock in the road. Slow down and make sure it's not a turtle.
You may notice nesting activity over the next couple of months, with hatchlings typically emerging around August.
Well, that does it for us for this half hour. We have a lot more coverage you can count on at 5:30, including concerns for the first responders on 9/11. why a program many of them rely on could be in jeopardy. Next.
Hey guys, it's Anna Christina here for Roof Savers. It's that time of year again, the perfect time to invest in your home. And what's the most important investment for your home? Your roof. If you've been worried about the age of your roof, missing shingles, black stains, or even leaks, I've got great news for you. There's a scientifically proven solution that can extend the life of your roof by 17 years with just one treatment. It's called Renew at 17 with Rock Lock technology exclusively from Roof Savers. Listen to some of our happy customers.
We were told that a roof replacement was $12,000 to $15,000. And then I was talking to a friend across town, and he said, "Oh no, don't do a roof. Talk to Roof Savers." So I phoned you up, and you all came over, and we decided, okay, and we did the roof. And then we had this ugly storm, and the neighbors lost shingles and lost roofs and lost everything else, and we lost nothing. This was a nasty, nasty storm. With everything we saw and everything that went around, everything that was around us, I was pretty certain that we had problems. But when I went out and walked around the house, for what I could see, I didn't climb on the roof, but I didn't see that we had any wind damage whatsoever. None. I don't generally comment on anything because I just don't. But I felt so good, and Carol and I talked about it, that this job was so incredible that we had to say thanks.
Roof Savers, save your roof, save your money.
Weeknights on MeTV. It's
Kelly, where do your best mornings start?
What do you think? The best morning starts with Kelly and Mark.
You're like apple pie in America.
weekday mornings at 9 on News Channel 6. The live 5 for 6 mobile app. Download it today.
Say hello to the month of May and warm and muggy temperatures with it. We're also going to see some rain chances finally, primarily over the weekend. And then next week, we could see a bit of a cool down. I'll break down all the details coming up.
Live from Television Park, this is WJBF News Channel 6 at 5:30.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dee Griffin. Thanks so much for joining us on News Channel 6 at 5:30. Topping today's headlines, Ben Harbin, who represented our area in the Georgia State House for more than 20 years, has died. According to the Richmond County Coroner, Harbin was found dead Wednesday night at the Fairfield Inn on Washington Road. Leaders across Georgia went to social media to share their condolences. The community continues to come together to support the family of Columbia County Deputy Brandon Sykes and Deputy Gavin White. Columbia County Unity fundraiser will take place May 10th at Augusta Christian School. 100% of the donations and proceeds will go back to the families. We'll have these headlines and more at 6, but first, coverage you can count on continues with concerns about the health of first responders who risked their lives during the September 11th attacks. A program many of them have come to rely on is now in jeopardy. Andrea Fujii explains. It's time now for a first look at our forecast with Chief Meteorologist Jenna Petranti, and it was another beautiful day. It was warmer than I could imagine for the end of April, beginning of May, but it was still pretty.
Yeah, around this time of the year, we're supposed to see more so lower 80s, but we got close to 90 today, and you can feel it because it's very muggy out there as well. So it's the air you can wear, as we say. It's more like a summertime day, and with that, we also had a few pop-up summertime-like storms. And if you're in Augusta or anywhere towards the south, you're probably wondering what I'm talking about. But let's run you through radar here. Starting at lunchtime, Wilkes and Tolliver County started to see some pop-up showers, and then look at that lightning counter increase. We got up to 25 strikes over the last 15 minutes right around Clarksville Lake. Not a good place to be by the water when there's this much lightning happening on top of the heavy rain. This was not a severe storm, but it was a mighty one, impacting both Lincoln and McCormick counties for around 30 minutes or so. And then as we went to around 3:30 in the afternoon, this started to break apart. Just a few showers, a couple lingering lightning strikes. But notice south of I-20, really not a drop of rain. That's where we have a lower humidity, and you can see that here, a big difference. So relative humidity up to around 70% near the lake, but for our neck of the woods here in Richmond County and down towards the south, more so around 30 to 40%. So there's still some drier air in place. You can also see that on our dew point map. But look at Swainsboro. It's also a little cloudy there, even though it's dry and it's breezy. This is our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam. Our temperatures are in the low to mid 80s. We're definitely above average today. 86 in Augusta, 83 in Aiken. Our winds are coming out of the south, bringing in all that moisture and warmth. You can see here on satellite and radar, we have an approaching cold front, and that'll bring us some higher rate chances as we go into the weekend. I'll have all those details coming up. Back to you, Dee.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you then. Myrtle Beach city leaders have released new details into last weekend's officer-involved shooting that left one person dead and several others injured. An 18-year-old died in the shooting along North Ocean Boulevard. SLED says the teen was armed and shooting into a crowd. Chief Amy Brock says officers were just steps away when the gunfire started and responded within seconds. 10 others have non-life-threatening injuries from the shooting. Mayor Brenda Bethune says despite what happened over the weekend, the ocean front is safe and residents can come there as well as tourists.
Where are those visitors going to when they come to Myrtle Beach? They are all, at some point, going to the Ocean Boulevard district area. So it is a very congested, very crowded area. I think when you look at the high numbers of people, millions upon millions of people that come here, and you look at our crime statistics, the real crime statistics, not what you see on the internet, you will find out that we are a very safe place. Are we immune to crime? Absolutely not.
The investigation has been turned over to SLED. Chief Brock says they're not releasing body cam video at this time since it's part of SLED's active investigation. Also in South Carolina, on Sullivan's Island, police are searching for a man they say hit multiple people, including children, with a vehicle. The town issued an alert telling everyone to shelter in place just before 1 this afternoon. Isle of Palms police say the man walked away from the scene near Sunrise Presbyterian Church while armed with a knife. There are several road closures on the island as police work to find the suspect.
What's going to happen, Neil, on the scene, they're developing quick response teams. They're going to be divided up into teams of officers, and they're going to go basically door to door, searching properties, trailers, anything open or unlocked that the suspect may have gained access to. So residents will see officers in small teams going door to door, conducting basically a grid search.
What do you want people to know if they come to their door?
Just cooperate. Always have hands visible. If they know of any suspicious noise or anything, just be cooperative with the officers.
Police say the suspect is Justin Adam. A woman is in the hospital and one child was released from the emergency room. Another person was treated at the scene and released to parents. In Bullock County, 7 children between the ages of 5 and 14 are facing charges after a school bus fight left one 7-year-old covered in bruises. It happened earlier this April on the way to an elementary school. Now, reportedly, the children teamed up on the 7-year-old while the bus driver, 70-year-old Joey Jackson, did nothing to stop it. Jackson has been charged with cruelty to children and failure to report child abuse.
The 5-year-olds know right from wrong, and now what happens in the judicial system will be left up to them, but they hold responsibility just as an adult, just as a 14-year-old. They know right from wrong. They know better than to be jumping on another child, and striking that child with a hand or a fist or a book or those type of things.
All 7 of the children face battery charges in juvenile court. South Carolina representatives pass a bill that is aimed at helping parents who work in the state's public sector. Caroline Yaffa tells us how state employees could soon have an increase in paid parental leave.
A bill is passed in the House that would double the amount of paid parental leave for teachers and state employees. But with just 3 days left in the first year of a 2-year legislative session, its future for this year is uncertain. The bipartisan bill would give birth mothers up to 12 weeks of paid parental leave. Currently, the law offers 6 weeks. If a parent didn't give birth to a child, they would see a 2-week increase.
Whether or not I'm the birthing parent or not, the bond that you have with your child, particularly at birth, is something that is special.
The bill was passed with a vote of 86 to 18 and sparked controversy from some members. Representative Josiah Magnuson voted against this bill after voting for it a few years ago, saying the language is unvetted.
Now, I don't know about you, but I believe that our government should acknowledge mothers and should acknowledge fathers.
He added that he thinks this would hurt taxpayers.
You're saying let's tax the people of South Carolina most of whom don't get paid parental leave, and give them to state employees who already have 6 weeks of paid parental leave.
Representative Neil Collins says in Pickens County, they budgeted $115,000 for paid parental leave and found it wouldn't negatively impact taxpayers at all.
Costs are relatively minimal, and I think they can be absorbed. And this is just a great opportunity to say we respect and we support teachers and state employees as a whole.
Patrick Kelly is a public school teacher who has 2 daughters. He says this bill would have helped him spend more time with his family after his wife gave birth.
I took a week off when our daughters were born, but that was coming out of my sick leave balance. To see this focus on both parents, to see a recognition of the importance of dad having time with the new baby.
Kelly says he is happy with the support to educators because 2 years ago, South Carolina became the first state in the Southeast to offer 6 weeks of paid parental leave to state employees. In Columbia, I'm Caroline Yaffa.
Coming up, a movie to watch this week, and the Tony nominations is new and trending up next.
And it's a very warm start to the month of May for us, with some rain on the way. Beneficial showers, but maybe a few severe storms even possible on Saturday, followed by a cool down. All those details are coming up.
The new numbers just 5 or 6 is weather coverage you can count on.
Welcome back, everyone. It's time now for a look at what's trending. Footage from the much-anticipated variety special from Bono of U2. It's his one-man show. Here's a first look.
These are the tall tales of a short rock star.
The movie is hitting theaters and streaming services and the 2025 Tony nominations. Andy Riesmeyer has the latest.
Start with some movie news here. After delays in filming and a long legal battle from a tragic on-set shooting, Alec Baldwin's Rust officially will hit theaters and streamers tomorrow.
The only order that exists in this world is the order we impose. If a man loses sight of that, he's got nothing.
God bless him.
Rust made headlines after its cinematographer Helena Hutchins was killed by a gun held by Alec Baldwin. The criminal case against Baldwin was ultimately dismissed, but the film's armorer, Hannah Gutierrez-Reed, is currently serving 18 months for involuntary manslaughter. Amid the tragedy, many questioned if it was right to continue filming and ultimately release the movie, but production continued at the request of Hutchins' family, and now a finished product has emerged. But what do critics think? The Hollywood Reporter writes, Alec Baldwin leads a competent but uninspired Western haunted by death and scandal. In a new article, the director of the movie, Joel Souza, who was also injured during the shooting, says he wished he never wrote the movie in the first place. On returning to the production after the tragedy, saying, quote, I'd been repelled by the thought of going back, but now it started to appeal, and I couldn't live with the idea of someone else doing it. Going on to say that the Hutchins family wanted to honor Helena by having the Western completed. Rust will be released in theaters Friday and will be available to be purchased on Apple TV, Prime, and other streaming platforms. Now, nominations for the 2025 Tony Awards have been announced. Shows like Buena Vista Social Club, Death Becomes Her, and Maybe Happy Ending lead the pack. And even more exciting, several performers nominated in key categories made their Broadway debuts this season. Here are just a few of those performances.
There are a certain kind of people who are the lifeblood of democracy. I would give my soul for that.
A lot going on, a lot coming up. Wow. Well, let's look at the upcoming forecast and see if it's award-winning. Uh-oh, I see some storms. I don't know if it's going to get any trophies anytime soon, but we'll have to see when Jenna comes back with our full forecast after this break. Stay tuned.
Coleman Services cares about our community, and our #1 priority this winter is keeping the heat on and the hot water flowing in your home or business. It's in our name. Coleman Services the CSRA. Whether you're in Thompson, Harlem, Evans, Augusta, North Augusta, or beyond, call us anytime, day or night, 24/7, 365. At Coleman Services, you are our #1 customer. Call Coleman Services, your plumbing, heating, and AC pros.
Memory and thinking issues keep piling up.
That's it, rain or shine. Waynesboro has fun, y'all.
At WJBF's Television Park Productions, our mission is to provide local businesses with top quality video and digital content at an affordable price. With decades of experience, our award-winning creative team will guide you step by step through the creative process, resulting in a successful marketing message for your brand. Over the years, we've helped hundreds of local businesses expand their voice. Visit WJBF.com/creative to find out how we can do the same for you. The CSRA is full of amazing women. Women who inspire. Women who innovate. Women who lead. That's why News Channel 6 brings you Women to Watch.
On the last Wednesday of each month, News Channel 6 recognizes local businesswomen who are making a positive impact in our community.
Nominate someone today at WJBF.com. Sponsored by Goodwill.
The Xfinity Series drivers gear up for another high-speed showdown. Catch all the action at Texas. Get your tickets now at NASCAR.com/tickets. Don't miss your chance to experience the Xfinity Series live and in person.
Follow News Channel 6 on Instagram. Now, your most accurate forecast with WJBF Live Viper 6.
Welcome back. Back in March and yesterday, we had a special guest at the studio. This is Madison Olms. She shadowed Miller and I here in the studio. She got to practice on the green screen, and the reason why is because she is a recent graduate from Penn State, and that is with a meteorology and atmospheric science degree. And Madison definitely has a very bright future. She did great here, and just after coming back a second time, she already improved drastically, and she even practiced covering tornado warnings. So Madison, you did a fantastic job. It was great having you, and I hope to see you again sometime this summer. Here's the live look in on our Terry Lambert Hyundai Skyview cam over the river. We do have some clouds today, just like over the previous couple of days, but it is dry. We're sitting at 86 degrees, a southwest breeze of 10 miles per hour. Dew points are in the lower 60s, humidity at 42%. And around the CSRA, we have a couple cooler spots up in McCormick and Saluda, both in those upper 70s. And that's because those are just a couple of our counties that saw the rain today. The rest of us have been dry. 85 in Waynesboro, 82 in Swainsboro, and 85 in Bamberg as well. Our satellite and radar is showing some pop-up showers and storms in parts of the south. And as we zoom out, you can see more rain, all associated with this low pressure system up towards the Great Lakes region. Now for our forecast on Friday, things are looking pretty good again. It will be a warm and muggy day, up to 87 at the 5 o'clock hour, partly cloudy. The Peach Blossom Festival in Johnston is not necessarily going to be a rain out, but there is the possibility that you may run into some rain and thunderstorms. So bring the rain gear with you if you're headed out there or to any activity on Saturday. We'll take a look at that on our feature cast in a moment, but let's start out with tonight. 6 o'clock, it's looking mostly dry, just some isolated showers possible, and same thing as we go throughout the rest of tonight. Now, once we get into the overnight hours, we'll have a slightly higher chance of some showers and maybe weak storms. On Friday, things are looking mostly dry, so no issues when you're headed out the door for work or school. And then as we go into the lunch hour, more of the same. Now, later in the afternoon and the evening on Friday, that's when we'll see more storms develop. I'm not expecting these to become severe, but we could see some thunder and lightning, some brief heavy rain, and any rain that we get will be very, very beneficial, as we did finish off the month of April very, very dry with a big deficit. Now, as we go into the weekend, we have this low pressure system approaching us. The cold front is very slow moving though, so that's why we keep extending those rain chances further and further into the weekend. Now, Saturday morning's looking mostly dry, so once again, it's not a complete washout. The first half of your day is looking pretty good. Still could see some rain as early as around 2 o'clock, but a higher chance as we go into the evening hours, more widespread coverage, even into the overnight hours, and a few lingering showers into Sunday. Now, this particular model has it out of here by around 8 a.m. on Sunday, but we do have a couple other models that have that cold front a little bit behind, keeping those rain chances throughout the day. We also have a marginal risk of severe weather for damaging winds and hail on Saturday, and not expecting flooding, but with any type of setup like this, some storms could dump some heavy rain, and that could lead to some isolated issues. Your 10-day forecast is showing just a 20% chance of rain on Monday, mostly sunny and dry next Tuesday. Temperatures are cooling down briefly into the lower 80s, then warming back up by around Thursday of next week, but then by next weekend, higher rain chances and those temperatures in the upper 70s.
All right, so seasonal all the way.
Yeah, back to normal now.
Yeah, I like normal. Thanks so much. Coming up, dogs with artistic skills. We'll have the story after the break.
First time that when I see him, a lot of stuff came into my mind because I wasn't prepared at all. Another first 3 months of his life were really important, and I wanted to be there all the time for him. First time he was like, "Daddy, Daddy." That was one of his first words. He grew up so quick. He just surprised me every day. He's really smart. I really think he can be an astronaut, president. But I'm gonna support him for wherever he wants to be. If he wanna be a photographer, musician, whatever. As a father, I guess you don't focus on you. I put himself first. That's what a dad does.
The CSRA is full of interesting. For years, WJBF News Channel 6 and our partners have championed local families through our Children First campaign. Together, our mission has always been to strengthen our community by uplifting children and their families across the CSRA. Count on News Channel 6 as we make a difference in the lives of local children. To learn more, visit WJBF.com/Children First. WJBF News Channel 6's Children First initiative is sponsored by Bridgestone and by Costello Law Firm.
Dodge City. There ain't no better place for true hospitality.
Weekday afternoons, starting at 1 on BTV.
Dogs at a Tennessee animal shelter are showing off their artistic talents. Humane Educational Society recorded the shelter dogs creating their puppy paintings. The abstract artworks are being sold for $10 to help fund the shelter. Shelter workers say they didn't know they had so many Picassos. Look at them, they're so cute, they are very gifted. Well, that's all the time we have for this half hour. We'll have more coverage you can count on coming up at 6, including the latest in Augusta's Charter Review Committee on what changes the committee is recommending. Those details up next.
On WJBF News Channel 6, brought to you by Hickson Roofing. If your roof needs fixing, call Mr. Hickson.
At Honda Cars Inc., we're more than just a car dealership. We're a pillar, incredible community. Our commitment to excellence extends to our service because our team is made up of your friends and neighbors. Our vehicles go beyond your transportation. Honda transportation is quality, reliability, cutting-edge technology, safety features that protect your loved ones. And inside, it's the turn.
Oh my goodness, Vegas comes here 550 open up the highway.
Okay, kids, thanks again for letting Bathfitter be a part of your career day. Okay, class, question. How long does it take to remodel a bathroom?
1 day! Nice! Now, how is Bathfitter different?
The one-piece wall?
Correct. That keeps it leak-free and easy to clean.
And a lifetime warranty.
Well, looks like our work is done here. Join the Bathfitter family today with no payments and no interest for 12 months.
CSRA